nor the Son, but the Father alone. I hope you don't keep saying to me that Jesus is God, but at the same time, there's difference between him and God in terms of knowledge. He has no knowledge about when the final hour will occur, but his Father knows. So Jesus is not God. So Jesus is not God. How many minutes?
26 seconds.
Take them.
Okay, so he's offered me his 26 seconds. Did any of you hear him reply to my argument? Did any of you hear him respond to my... He's interrupting. He's interrupting. No, he's interrupting. He's interrupting. He's interrupting. Bro, it's okay. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, why are you interrupting? Calm down, Sheikh. This is not becoming of a teacher. This is not becoming of a sheikh. Why must I teach you manners when you have grey hair? Seriously, why must I teach a man with grey hair manners? So, ladies and gentlemen, notice I have to raise my voice. Notice how much time that they have used up of mine. Did any of you hear him respond to my argument? I say shame on the Muslims and shame on Muhammad for teaching a capricious and fickle Notice he's triggered. Notice he's triggered. Is this the behavior of a sheikh? No, ladies and gentlemen, they teach. Notice how they're misbehaving. They're losing the debate, and that's why they're behaving like this. They're losing the debate. Start my time over. Stop my time.
Listen.
No, stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running, Sheikh. You should do better. You should do better. It's your mother. I wouldn't insult your mother. I wouldn't insult your mother. I wouldn't insult your mother.
More important than my mother.
I say shame on your prophet for insulting Allah, for insulting God. That's what you do. Now notice, he thinks it's okay to say that Christians insult Jesus. But he says it's not okay for me to point out that Muhammad insults Allah. It wasn't me that taught Allah as a capricious and fickle God. It was Muhammad. It wasn't me that taught Allah was a capricious and fickle God. It was the Sheikh.
I don't insult
and the Sheikh, whose mother didn't teach him any manners. His mother that didn't teach him about not interrupting. His mother that didn't teach him about keeping his word. His mother that taught him to call other mothers son of a bitch. That's what his mother taught him. He fails. And the reason why he fails is because Muhammad has failed him. Muhammad has failed him. He's run from the debate.
Your religion failed
you. You have run from the debate. He has run from the debate.
Listen.
Did you hear a defense of my argument against the Quran?
Yes.
Put your hand up if you heard him answer my question. No one. Not even the Muslims raised their hands. No one. Not even the Muslims raised their hands.
Why do you speak?
No one's running away from you. Let's talk then.
Okay.
So now let's answer the question. Why did Muhammad teach? Don't push. Don't push.
Keep your hand.
Hey, back up. No. Calm down! You're just a mob when you lose the debate. Cowards! 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 Okay, sir. Hey, back off! Back off! Back off! Control yourself! Control yourself! Look at you! You're just a mob when you lose the debate! You're just a mob when you lose the debate! That's all you are!
Be quiet, man. We don't want to start anything more. Just relax.
You're a mob because you lost the debate!
Not worth it. It's not worth it.
Utter cowards!
Okay, they
Intellectually beaten!
come on, okay. Well done if you won the argument. We don't want to flip and lose the right to come down here and people who are different from ourselves.
Ganging up one man like a mob!
Police here, go. Just
No, I've got nothing to run from.
yes, I know that they're going to have a statement from everyone.
Yeah, religion of
Seriously, such a
Hey, Bob. Bob, listen. That's an example of the religion of peace right there.
You saw, ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear about what you saw.
I didn't say nothing.
The Muslims lost the debate about their own religion, and because they lost the debate, they turned to mob violence. No one, the first person that laid the hand on the other was the Muslim, and then they attacked us. And they're doing it because we've beaten their arguments, we've proven their religion to be false, and they don't have any answers to what we say. They look for tourists and ignorant people. The violence that you used shows that you were beaten, shows that you were beaten in argument. And like cowards, like utter low-life cowards, you beset on people in a mob. And we've got Muslims laughing at it.
Hold up, stay. Hold up there, give me some camera. Let me tell you this. Let me say this today. You Muslims.
I was debating a sheikh.
I know.
Exactly.
And it's just Christian that's trying to make you get your mask and worship your Allah in this country. You need to fix up on your behavior. You hear me tell you now? You
Bring him, he'll run. Bring him, he'll run. And that's what we're up against, people. That is what we're up against. We're up against thugs like this guy in the mask who kicked me when I was on the floor. In fact, let's go get the police.
He's proud of it.
Yeah.
Don't be proud in front of the police.
Sorry. Excuse me?
Yeah, I know. I've had about 3 people come up to.
Well, I was assaulted, and I would like to show you who assaulted me, please.
Okay, what did they do to you?
They kicked me while I was on the floor. So can you follow me?
The guy, yeah, I went up to him.
They'll run away. It's that man in the blue shirt and the mask. You'll see him, he comes every week.
Speak to him. Where did he kick you?
He kicked me while I was on the floor. Yeah, he's running away. He's walking away. I've told you he is. And notice, I've pointed out who assaulted me. The guy's running away and the police officer is literally letting him walk out of the park. Literally letting him walk out of the park. And the police didn't even bother to give chase.
Where's the uncle?
He's not even running. The police are making no attempt to apprehend him whatsoever. And that's my point, brothers and sisters. You have to recognize the state is not interested in protecting us. And so we must learn to protect ourselves. I pointed out one of the guys that kicked me while I was on the floor. I reported it to the police officer. I pointed it out to the police officer, and the police officer literally let him walk out of run, gentle jog actually, because that guy can't run to save his life. But the police officer did not give chase. And that's the point. That's the point. When are you going to wake up and realise that these Islamist trash that are in this park, these Islamist scum that call it jihad, like this boy is here, calling it jihad, these trash are not going to be controlled by the police. They are not going to be.
The old guy with the crutch, repeatedly with the crutch in the air, swinging down on people, repeatedly.
Right, so let's see when the officer comes back, whether he will arrest the sheikh. Let's see if he does that. Oh, surprise, surprise, they're coming back having not apprehended him at all.
Question, can you describe what has just happened?
So basically, a sheikh lost the debate. He got violent. He got violent. He got violent. Hey, yo, see how triggered? Triggered.
You winded him up. It's a lie. It's a lie. You shouldn't come here. You can be lie. You not a lie. I agree. But he
Why are you saying but he told lies? What's the relevance?
The Muslim lies.
Okay, officer. So, officer, I can.
Just come back to the car with us.
Well, no, with respect, officer.
Yeah.
You let that guy walk out of the park.
I didn't know what was going on.
I'm going to point out.
You talked to my colleague.
This officer let that guy walk out of this park.
Come over here, please.
Can I just?
Your report, rather than stand
No, wait, because there are other people that assaulted me and others in this park that I can point out to you, and I'd like you to arrest them.
Why don't we go and stand over there?
It's not. Nothing's going to happen, guys. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to do anything.
Shouting at me and trying to play up to cameras. Why don't we act like adults and come over here and talk like gentlemen?
Well,
Shouting at me and playing up to cameras here like you guys always do at Speaks Corner every single week. 3 years I've been here, we have this every
were you assaulted?
Every single weekend. I get pushed and shoved all the time. I get told it's part of my job.
Right.
From people like yourselves.
Not me. I've never pushed
Not
a
you
police
personally.
officer.
Never said you have.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you that that is reality. In the between you coming up and saying you've been kicked in the shin, where have you been kicked?
I got kicked. I got punched.
Where have you been kicked?
I got kicked on the butt.
Right.
Right. When I was down on the hill, we've got it all on camera. You'll see. Right. There are a number of people that assaulted people in this park. There's other Christians that have been assaulted in this park. We can point out the people that did the assault. I would like you to make the arrest.
Okay.
Would you be willing to do
don't tell me
that?
how I arrest people. You don't arrest me to do that. First, I'm going to take your account. At the moment, we've had a severe stabbing and a fight that's happened over the road. So obviously, we're being distracted by more serious assaults than being kicked in the shin. And I'm not belittling.
That's fair enough.
I'm not belittling that. But obviously, at the time that we've had about half a dozen people come up and shout in our ears about being pushed, we've had a gentleman that's very severely injured, and they need a helicopter landing for someone that's been stabbed.
Right.
So that's why we're slightly distracted. So I wasn't going to go running off into the street to wherever he's gone to, whilst I'm still trying to see whether we're needed elsewhere. Do you appreciate that?
I appreciate
I'm not
that.
belittling that you've been assaulted at all.
I feel
it's still an assault.
It is an assault, yeah.
And I'll take your details and we'll put that on. But we don't just go around and nick people or arrest people willy-nilly if it can be dealt with other ways.
So what you're telling
arrest
me...
is not just a simple, clear-cut, it happens.
Yeah.
If we're going to arrest somebody, we need to take a statement from you now. We need to gather all the evidence now, which we can do, but that means you're going to be coming to the station with me so I can take out a statement properly.
Well, with respect, officer, I saw how you walked after pointed out who assaulted me the first time. I don't believe, you do not have my confidence that this is something that you'll pursue with any vigour. And
I will take your report and I will investigate it.
And in my experience, from what I just saw, when I pointed out to you the guy that kicked me while I was on the floor, and I pointed out to you, I mean, that guy could not outrun you, and you let him get out of the park. You strolled after him when he was doing nothing but a little jog, and I'm sure, from looking at you and looking at him, you could have easily caught the guy.
You can't make that assumption about me.
Well, I'm wrong. I am making that assumption. And I may be wrong, maybe there is an injury I don't know about that stops you from running. But you could have caught that guy and you decided not to. And so for that reason, there's no point wasting my time putting in a report because you won't do anything.
Well, that's your prerogative, but I'm willing to take details now, details for a report.
Like I say,
If you'd like me to do that,
I
then I'll
pointed
do
out the
that.
guy that assaulted me and you let him walk out of the park. So what confidence can I have in you now?
What, do you want me to take the report?
There
now?
is no point. You won't do anything about it.
Well, I will take the report and I'll investigate.
Yeah, he'll
it.
take a report, you'll put it on a stat, and that'll be the end of it. And if we pointed out to you the people that used a weapon and hit people with a stick.
Did he hit you? Did they hit you?
Come on! He did not hit me personally.
So if people come to us and they say he hit me with a stick,
yeah,
then I will deal with those two people.
Yeah, right. So I can bring you to people that were otherwise assaulted far worse than I.
Today?
Yes, just now in the same assault in which I was assaulted, there were multiple Christians in this park attacked. One of them was beat upon by 5 people. And I can identify some of those
people. Tell them to come here and I'll speak to them.
I will do that.
I will take your details and put the report if you want me to. If you don't want to, then I won't. If you want me to, then I will.
You don't have my confidence.
Well, that's up to you.
And for that, there's no point.
Well, that's up to you, but I'm willing to take the report.
I know you're willing to take the paperwork, but it does not fill me with confidence what I saw. It really doesn't.
What, because I go running blue arse
he was hardly blue arsed. The guy...
He was off.
The whole thing. I think you could have caught him.
Well, that's your assumption.
That is my assumption, yes. That is my assumption. I think you could have caught him. And you let him all but jog out of this park.
I didn't let him all but jog out, but I'm not going to be belittled and I'm not going to be spoken to about how I run after people.
I'm not trying to belittle you.
If I'm capable of running after somebody, I'm willing to take the report and investigate the assault if you want to. If you don't want to, then that's entirely up to you.
So this brother was assaulted by several gentlemen in this park, one of whom I could probably identify to you.
Can he identify him? Can you identify him? Because you're the victim.
He was crouching.